Hey world! I received this email the other day. Dear Dan Brown, I have been meaning to ask you for a long time, but just now got around to it. What do you think of the spork? I think it's awesome, but I want to know your opinion. Johnny O. from Wisconsin. Well, Johnny, that is an interesting topic you bring up. I know that I have a lot of international viewers, and I can't imagine that the word spork translates too well, so for those of you that don't know, let me just spell it out for all y'all. The word spork comes from the English words spoon and fork. Spoon, fork, spork. A spork is, well, it's one of these things. It's a spoon and a fork, all in one. Now, in theory, there are quite a few applications for such a remarkable cutlery hybrid concept. You can eat a bowl of cereal and then eat some melon, or you can have some soup and then eat some spaghetti, all with the same utensil. Man, what a great idea. Too bad it doesn't work. See, while in theory the spork is awesome, in practice, it totally blows. Here's the main problem. If the spork prongs are too long, the spork can't hold much liquid, and what you're stuck with is essentially a crappy fork. If the spork prongs are too short, however, you can't really stab anything effectively, and what you're stuck with is essentially a crappy spoon. Now, there are those who might argue that there is a balance to be made in terms of spork prong length, but to that argument, I say poo. No matter how balanced you may think that your spork is, there's no way in hell that any spork could possibly be as effective as a fork and a spoon. Now, I will admit that there is something that sporks are good at. Sporks are very good if you ever want to accidentally stab yourself in the mouth. Seriously, every time I try to use a spork, I wind up bleeding somewhere. Johnny, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but your love of sporks is just another dismal sign that corporations, that the man, are succeeding in their effort to make consumers, that's us, settle for less. Think about it. Why do sporks even exist? Hint, it's not for our convenience. I'll give you a few seconds here. Okay. Corporations look to save as much money in as many ways as they can, and while that's not always a bad thing, in the case of the spork, it is a bad thing. While plastic utensils are not very expensive to make, evil restaurant corporations have figured out that by combining two utensils into one, that they can, at the expense of us, the consumers, save themselves a few cents. Don't you see, Johnny? You've fallen into their trap. You love sporks just for the sake of loving sporks, and in not considering the implications of your cutlery commitments, you are promoting corporate penny pinching at the expense of consumers. Grr. Now, Johnny, understand that none of this is your fault. You're human, and we all make mistakes. I love and care about you, all of you, and that is why I am here right now, making sure that you know where the evil in this world exists. Let me spell it out for you as clearly as I can. Sporks are evil. But that's just what I think. I want to know what you think. Post a comment or a video response and let your voice be heard. Oh, and subscribe to me because I'm awesome. I am Dan Brown, and I am out. If you like what you just saw, if Dan put you in a state of awe, subscribe to him and click the orange button. It really means something. If you do that, that'd be really cool.